Hello everybody, Demon Red Mysterio. And as the title says, it's Ferrari Group 4 tips. DGT Ferrari Group 4 tips. Because there's a few things I want to try and sort of explain if I can, or show if I can with this car. But also, I want to do a bit of practice. So this kind of should hopefully kill two birds with one stone. Hopefully that's seagull, because he's doing my fucking head in. Oh, you have to excuse me, I'm a little dehydrated. But it was water, not beer. Okay. DGT Leagues La Coppa della Signor Rampante. The Group 4 Ferrari. It's a brilliant car. It sounds fantastic. And drivers should be able to jump in it and go. Some of them might struggle a little bit, but there's a couple of things that you really need to know about this car. One is the tyres. The tyres will last 40 minutes without pitting. They will go through a phase of loads of understeer at the start, into balanced, into oversteer. However, if you play about with your brake bias, that could change. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend changing your brake bias. I have been running mine a couple to the rear, and it works great early on, but then I've been getting understeer after about 18 minutes, and I don't want understeer. Really, when the car should be balanced, I'm struggling. So I'm going to go with the brake bias just right in the middle, and one of the reasons for that is at the next track, which is the Red Bull Ring, in the middle is better than at the front. Then towards the rear. Okay, now the tyres at Red Bull Ring may behave differently. I've not done 40 minutes there, but for Seaside, the tyres will do 40 minutes. The last lap or two may be a little bit on edge, but that'll all depend on what you've done with the tyres for the previous 36 minutes. If you hammer the tyres from the start, then your tyres will feel like they won't get to the end, because if you hammer them at the beginning, you're going to get loads of understeer, right? If you're braking late and then you're turning in, you're not getting the grip, you're understeering, then you're hurting the tyres, and that is going to go on and on and on, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So one of the key parts about this particular series is to not batter your tyres, right? If you hammer your tyres straight off the bat, you're going to need to be fast enough to get away to do a pit stop, which is going to cost you quite a bit of time, because it's not like the old days of a 6-second stop for tyres. It's going to be closer to 20 seconds. Now, let's put it this way: if I am racing against Steve F1 or SGP for, say, first or second, and I pit and come out in second, I am not going to be catching that car ahead, even if they stay out for the whole 40 minutes. The new tyre is not fast enough to beat them, because you're going to start off with that understeer again. So with the tyres beginning with understeer, you need to get through that phase without killing the tyres, right? Then the next 30 minutes will be a hell of a lot easier. The understeer will go. Now, the question is, how do you look after the tyres in that way, or how do you not batter the tyres? Well, that's what I'm hoping to show today, because there's a couple of simple ways to improve the tyres. One is braking too late, two is turning way too much, and three is simply trying to drive too fast. What you want to be doing is braking at a point that means you can turn in without having any understeer, right? That's the aim. So anyone that goes braking really late into turn one, you're not gonna, even if you get the move done, you're gonna hurt your tyres. So anyway, so I'm gonna go out and do a few laps. I'm gonna try and do around about 40 minutes ish of driving, but we'll see. It depends on how it goes. It's not late. It's 20 to 3 in the morning. Okay, so let's have a look at what the timer is at the bottom. Okay, so it's on 7 minutes, so we're going to go to 47 minutes. Now, although this is a race car, there are some characteristics to it that you're going to have to be aware of. Number one is, it doesn't like this curve down here. If you hit it wrong, you're going to be in the air and in the gravel. However, there is a way you can take it without having an issue. Right, this down here is probably the biggest corner that's going to damage your tyres. If you are late getting your car ready for these corners, you're going to kill them all the way up here. And I will tell you now, it will feel horrible from lap 1 for the next 10 laps. This is probably the biggest braking stop that we have. And the key there is to not brake late. We've got the bus stop, or Mitch's Bommel. In qualifying, I'll probably risk going flat out through there. In the race, no. Then we've got the final corner, which again could kill your tyres if you take it too aggressively. Right. Okay, so one of the things that we need to do, as I mentioned, is we need to be able to be turning in at a point where we'll be able to turn in without understeer on every single lap. And that begins with a braking point, so just by the rev. I didn't quite get it slowed down quick enough. Right, this curve, you can straddle it off throttle. Brake at the end of the grass. Okay, now down here, as I said, this bit's crucial. Remember the dark patch on the road? Bit of brake. I'm going to go 4th gear. Now, the reason I'm going 4th gear there is, at the moment, I can do it in 5th. But after a while, when the tyres start wearing, 4th is safer. Brake way before the curve. I'm not quite travelling at full speed at the minute. Now, if you're wondering why I'm lifting off through Mitch's Bommel there, the first left, that curve can be a little bit evil. Being off throttle reduces a lot of that evilness. Now you'll notice as well that I'm not completely revving the car out. Now, we haven't got fuel on. But I don't see the point in taking it all the way to the end of the race. Okay, brake at the rev. We're going to want 3rd gear for turn 1 and 2. Be careful at this point. Too much steering, too much throttle, you will spin. Don't use 2nd gear. If you're having to use 2nd gear, you're getting your entry wrong. Now what you'll notice as I'm driving around is there's a lot of tyre squeal. That's going to happen a lot. Right, remember the patch? Running in foot, I've had to wait a little bit, I'm a bit offline. And also, if you want to look after your tyres a little bit, you can lift off just as you're about to turn through those corners if you want. Brake before the curve. You can use second or third gear here. Personally, if you get a spot on, third gear is right. I was off throttle through the exit of Mitch's Bombon. It's just for safety. Now you'll probably notice that I'm not taking a tight entry into the final corner there. I'm kind of waiting and waiting and turning in late. And it's all about keeping the wheels as straight as I can. And don't forget as well, if you're putting the throttle down, take the steering off. Brake at the grass, and brake hard at the grass, by the way. So I'm going to stick with using fourth gear down here. It allows that initial turn in without killing the tyres. Now I know that left-hander is one that quite a lot of people struggle with, end up going deep, end up going wide. And it's all about slowing down too late. Look at the walls. Now the process in the middle of Mitch's bomb hole is the same as I've done previously, which is lift off at the start of the curve, turn in at the end of the curve. Just so everyone knows as well, the final corner, braking at 100 metres is too late. Now what I will say is, some people may go, well I can brake at 100 metres and make the corner. Okay, try doing that on tyres that are 20-30 minutes old. It ain't gonna happen. But if you're then only used to braking at 100 metres, you ain't gonna have a clue where the braking point is. So why not brake at a consistent point throughout the whole of your race and maximise the corner speed while looking after your tyres. And also something to remember is if you do start getting understeer, there's a few things you can do to solve that, but mainly you need to work out why. Is it because you're going into the corner too fast? Are you slowing down too late? Are you turning too much? Are you on the wrong line? Are your tyres dirty because you've just had a spin? Well, one way you will never fix understeer is by steering more. So you might notice that as I'm coming out of many corners, I'm working the steering off in increments, perhaps even on the turning in as well. And a lot of that is simply down to just trying to feel that grip and work right on that edge of grip and understeer. So if I start feeling the car understeering, I'm actually coming off the steering, not turning more. Okay, I need to be careful about how much throttle I use after the kink. Braking later than the grass is going to hurt you. Okay, so down here braking, it's about the red painted bit in that area. But the idea is to simply not brake late. Oh, tap the wall, I had to use the brake a bit there. Okay, for the final corner, I've not really thought much about that. Final corner, I'm braking at about, what, 110, 115 metres maybe. And I'm wanting to apex about where the orange barrier ends. So sort of mid to late of the corner. But I'm wanting to take it in a way that I've got the car turned and I can be full throttle as soon as possible. Okay, we've done 10 minutes and the tyres are feeling okay, not really struggling. So I got a little bit wobbly through there, but because I was off throttle on the curve, I didn't end up off the track. Oh, that's the apex curve I'm on about. Now, if you find yourself running wide at this point a lot, it isn't going to be because you're getting that corner wrong, it'll be because you're getting the first two wrong. The barrier. So I'm full throttle very early there with the way I'm able to take that corner. And what I will mention as well, we're now 12 minutes in, that's my fastest lap, and look at the tyre wear. It's not severe. Braking at the same point for turn one each lap. I've not had a problem with getting it turned in for the corner on any occasion. Now again, being off throttle over that curve is what allows me to be under control when I'm landing. You do not want to be on throttle over the curve. It's one of the little secrets I worked out of that corner. Now something I will say as well, don't go down the gears too quick in this car. What you don't want to be doing like there is whacking it down the gears so quick you're bouncing off the limiter. You could incorporate, tap the button, stop talking, you could incorporate brake weight shift. So brake, weight and shift and get all your gear changes done. You could do it that way. Or for example, what I found works for me at turn one is hit the brake, go down a few gears, wait, and then go down a few more. So I'm using the gear changers to help slow the car down. So hopefully you'll have noticed that I've hit the apex of that left-hander on every single lap. one of the misconceptions that many people have is that to go faster you've got to be pushing more. But quite often when it feels fast or sounds fast, it ain't. Okay, so the tyres should now be just about heading into the middle phase of being a little more balanced. However, I don't need to change what I'm doing, as in braking points, turning points, accelerating points. They should be staying the same. What will differ is if the car's inherently less understeering, I'll be able to steer a little bit less. And what that'll allow is for the front tyres to have more grip. Now, one of the things I have a tendency of doing in races is getting too comfortable and then not braking enough. I quite often find myself having to tell myself to stay on the brakes. That is one of the ways I found that I've ended up getting a lot of understeer in races, is from not slowing the car down enough when I think I am. I need to stop tagging that wall. To be honest, I don't tag it that often nowadays, but now I've said that, I'm going to smash it on Thursday, or next Thursday. But yeah, because I'm talking, I am a little more likely to be offline on the really important bits. Okay, that was the first lap into the 42s, and we're, what, 17 minutes in? Right, it's a touch late there, I'm going to have to wait. Now, with me braking a touch late there, I didn't try steering more to get into the corner. I just waited a little bit longer before getting back on the prop. Okay, let's concentrate for a minute, because that was a touchy moment. So this is around the point where, in the practice, with me having the brakes slightly to the rear, I've been getting understeer. So one of the things that I am practicing for here is to make sure that I'm not getting understeer from this point. That's better. A little more cautious in the middle, benefits us on the exit. Don't brake late here. See, now as the race goes on and as the tyres get older, your desire to brake late for overtake is not going to reward you. Much better turn 1 and 2, a little bit cautious on the exit there. A bit cautious there as well because of the last couple of times. Now I've used second gear in that hairpin as well in Brokeback, but I don't really want to use second, I want to keep it third. I am actually having to think about what I'm doing at the moment. it's never easy when you have to actually think about it. You want to be able to just do it. That's why I tend to prefer not to be talking when I'm racing. I was a little late on the brakes. We'll get away with it on this occasion. But now mid-corner, from mid-corner on, we were deep and we were slow. So even though we went into the corner a little quicker, we've come through it. That's close. Come through it and out of it slower. This might be a lap in the 43. Okay, now with the tyre wear that we've got currently, the final corner, trying to get on the power as early as I was, can't quite do it. I was needing to wait a little bit longer in the middle of the corners, or should I say on the exit of the corner. The trick to being able to take that corner in third gear is being able to brake at the right point, the end of the grass, and being able to stay on the brakes long enough to get the car slowed down. Now the car's definitely moving around a lot more than it was earlier on, and that's because it's still in that sort of, it's transitioning still with the balance. Gone in too fast, which meant I've used second gear to now slow it through the corner. It may look fast, may feel fast, but it's not fast. I need to get back to braking at the right point for the hairpin. Lost a bit of time in the bus stop as well. Went down to third a little too soon there. There you go, I need to stay on the brakes a bit longer now. Okay, so even now, I'm starting to struggle a little bit with some of my braking points, the hairpin, and the final corner. So I'm going to have to start, I'm okay with turn 1 and broke back at the moment. And the S's, but the hairpin in the final corner, I'm going to have to bring my braking point forward. Yeah, I'm just okay in broke back. Don't brake late. Hit me apex perfectly. I am having to wait a little bit before I can get fully on the power, but that's alright. To its curve. Yeah, I might have to start braking a touch earlier there. Not quite been able to get into the apex. tried fifth gear on the left on that occasion. It works, shows that there's still grip there in the tyres. I think I'm punishing my front left tyre too much through Mitch's bomb hole. But the amount of tyre wear we've got at the moment is nothing to be worried about. The lap time note is this is where, if this was a race, if I tried pushing harder to go faster, it ain't going to work. Because the harder I push, the more I'll slide. That's too wide there. That was better. Lovely. That was not a good corner. I thought that was my best sector for a while. Okay, we'll have to lift. If I hadn't lifted them, I'd have ended up going well wide. Lifting through the S's is really hurting. Maybe I'm pushing that, slowing the car down a little bit too close to the edge. As I've said before, with those S's, if you get the first one wrong, you get the rest of them wrong. If you get the first one right, the rest of them are easy. And if you're having to lift like I was then through the fastest corners on the track, then yeah. Or brake to touch late, have to wait. That's going to be costly. This will be a bad sector. This is going to be at least 7/10 off my EV, I reckon. Second tenths. fella. So the grip is still there in the tyres, look. I just was going too fast through the left-hander, which was then making me have to lift through the other two because I was going too fast. Okay, so we're at 37 minutes now. The tyres are still drivable. Okay, I've been in the 42s for a while. I'd still rather be in the 41s. But, as I said, this is my practice as well. I brake too late here. Tyre wear's not too bad. Front left is a little concerning, but we should be going into the oversteering phase now. Still able to get the apex look. So the only time I've missed the apex of turn 1 is when I brake too late. That was a little bit offline through the middle corner. Got the left-hander right. Didn't need that second gear then. That was close. I had to sacrifice the exit, because otherwise I was going to hit the wall. Okay, I'm not braking enough. This is going to be a terrible lap time. But it's not down to the tyres, it's down to the mistakes I'm making. Got that very wrong. Yeah, I was coming off the brakes too soon. That's put me through both corners. coming up. That's cost me a bit of time. Flat out here, but I've got had to be off throttle after the left hand there. Too much curve then. That was close. I thought I was hitting the wall then. And here's the oversteer bit. Now I was going to say, throughout pretty much all of this, I've not really suffered from the understeer. I mean, I've had understeer when I've made mistakes. But if you brake too late for a corner, you're gonna have problems. Too cautious through that airfield then. Tried the fifth gear. It works, but I've had to do a few lifts from being offline. Came off the brakes too soon. Yeah, the 143s is not good lap time. What this would suggest to me is that I was going a little bit too quick in that first 10 minutes. I wouldn't say I was going too quick. I was leaning on the tyres a little bit too much in a couple of corners, like the kink before the hairpin. So yes, I was able to take it nice and fast, but in the long run, it's now costing me 0.8 of a second in the first sector. I was also abusing the front left tyre a little bit too much in that corner. I'm going through there just as quick now, but with a lot less steering angle on. So effectively I could take a few mile an hour off, be off throttle through the corners, be more safer, consistent, and overall faster. Okay, so we're into the last lap then. So the way that I would approach this kink then is more like that. So rather than being off throttle over the kink and then going back on it, I'm more likely to go off throttle and stay off it. Try and reduce the amount of steering angle through the right hand corners. So we can get through there using a lot less steering angle than I was early on. Well, although I was losing time there, I was losing time much later than when we've been doing 20-minute practices. Like I say, I've been getting to about 17 minutes and then struggling with understeer and lap times plummeting into the 43s and 44s. Now on this occasion, late high 43s was much later into 40 minutes. Now, to look at it as a basic view, if I'm really wanting to be doing 141s, which is a decent race pace, say mid 141s, throughout the course of the race, then I do need to take a little bit off in that first 10 minutes to then have a much more balanced lap time over the course of the race. But also, if I'm averaging 141 and a halves, I would need to be doing 142 and a halves for 20 laps to make it where really I should have pitted. So as long as I can keep it under the 42 and a halves, then there's no loss by staying out. So yeah, it makes it a lot more sensible. Okay, well, I'm just going to go and do a few more laps in with the fresh tyre, just to see how the lap times will go with taking a little bit off in the bend before Brokeback. And the bomb hole and the final corner. Yes, there is actually so much grip in the tyres that it is very easy early on to steer more than you need. So a lot less steering angle, pretty much same speed. Got away with it, right? He's very small amounts of steering angle at the moment, and all of this will help later on. I'm not keen about taking fifth gear all the way through. Fourth gear gives a much more consistent turn. At least that's how I feel at the minute. Well, I can get sixth gear then, see if it's any quicker. Might be. It's not something I've tried with this car yet. Well, that's not bad, is it? 41.5. That's exactly what I was aiming for. That was a nice line through there. That was a nice line through there. Okay. That was a bit quicker than I was expecting. So kind of what I was saying earlier is now sort of coming to fruition, that actually by taking a bit off, I'm going fast. And not only am I going fast, but I'll be able to go fast for longer. Not a great line. I hesitated on my turning. I shouldn't have done. The amount of time to do that. Go to turn in, hesitate. By the time you then turn in again, it's too late. Okay, I've had to sacrifice some speed there tonight at the wall. Not bad. Could be quick though. Ooh. Go. I'll tell you what, without that too much curve down into the purple sector. I'm very nearly into the wall in the middle of the corners then. Interesting. I think holding 6 is quicker there. The only thing is, every time the 2 times I've come through there since I held 6, I've been a bit low on the speed. Lap time's about right though, 41.4. Brake late there. Interesting, 10 minutes into this particular run, very little tyre wear. That was quick. So yeah, holding 6 gets a higher speed into the final corner. I mean, I came through there fast, and in 7th I only got to 154. I would like to just point out as well that I'm not pushing here. I'm not pushing to try and go faster. I'm actually just trying to drive in a way that is kind of on the tyres. Purple. Pushed too fast through the middle of those corners, the second left I was out of shape for. Okay, didn't get a decent speed that time. That felt beautiful. That felt so different through there then. It's is going to be a quick sector. That's got to be a purple. Yeah. Now, I may not have been having the best of final sectors over the last few laps because I've been looking at the speed on the braking point for the final corner. Down a bit there. Not a lot though, considering I nearly lost the car. So that was a dipping of the wheel on the grass. Tell you what though, the balance of the car is feeling so much nicer now than it was in that first stint. Okay, so that was a bad lap and that was a 41.9. That showed big improvement. Bad set for that. I just got cramped in the shin muscle. I don't know what you call it. Oh, it's spasming. It's spasming. Oh, okay. That was a bit weird. Oh. It wasn't as bad as if you've ever been stuck in traffic in a manual car and you're having to use the clutch. Oh no, okay, it's going again. I should have to stop there. As soon as I tried pressing the brake and it just tightened up. Ooh. Well, yeah, much more improvement there, so don't batter the tyres, guys. It's not good for you. It's not good for the car. It's not good for your lap times. So yeah, personally, I think that was a fascinating session. I think the big downside is that people are probably not going to watch all the way through to that point. But I hope they do, because if they do, they will have seen there that for that was nearly 20 minutes. I think I did. on that second run, where the lap times were faster, the tyre wear was less, the car was more consistent. When I had a bad lap, the lap time was almost as well, was under of 142, and yeah, I was able to feel the balance of the car so much more. So for anyone that does just batter the tyres in the first 10 minutes, you're not going to enjoy this championship. I promise you, you're not going to enjoy it. So if you're late braking, thrashing it through corners, you're not smooth with your gears, yeah, you might not enjoy it. And the thing is, if you batter your tyres, you're going to want to pit for new tyres, thinking it'll be better, but it won't, because the way you're driving will be battering the tyres. So don't change the tyres, change you. Change the way you attack in the track, change the way you approach the racing, because I think this is definitely not a championship for late braking moves or anything like that. It's more going to be a championship of looking after things. Right, I was going to carry on and keep going and do a few other things, but because my legs are spazzing, I'm going to stop. So I hope this has been of use to the DGT guys, but also if you're not a DGT guy and you found this video useful, hit like, subscribe, blah blah blah, and check out DGT Leagues or Dynamic GT Leagues YouTube channel for their race videos, because this championship will start in a week on Thursday, from the date of me streaming this. So yeah. Also, I'm looking forward to it. I know I wanted to get a bit of practice in, and to be able to incorporate it into a tips video is very useful for me, and perhaps for other people. So yeah, and the thing is, although, well, this particular car has been selected by DGT as a one-make championship, because it is quite a unique car within the Group 4s, where really you only want to race it against the same make. And okay, for example, what I'm saying about how to drive this car may not be exactly the same for the Porsche Cayman Group 4, or one of the other cars. There will be cars that the information will be relevant to, so yeah, for cars that handle similar. I mean, it's a lot like if you've got a very oversteery car, you don't want to be steering too much. If you've got a very understeery car, again, you don't want to be steering too much. But a lot of it is down to the braking, because on both of those runs there, you wouldn't really have noticed if I struggled with understeer at all, because I was still hitting apexes. The only places that was really showing on the first run was the uphill S's. So yeah, I think that just goes to show the benefit of consistency. Really, it's one of the, like I said before, you may be able to break 100 meters for the final corner in this car, but you ain't going to do it every lap for 40 minutes. You ain't going to get close to doing it every lap. You ain't going to do it every lap for 20 minutes. And the thing is, people that try that are then going to be wondering why they can't get around the corners and going, these tyres are shit, the car's crap, blah blah blah. No, the car is actually very nice to drive. You just have to be aware of what it needs you to do to get the most out of it. I mean, it's like you don't go driving an F1 car and only use the first two gears. You're not gonna go that fast, or you're not gonna use the big Red Bull and be off throttle through the corners, because it's actually got more grip when you're on throttle. Hence, fan car. Okay, Right, have a good one, everybody. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.